Our journey to Langtang begins with a motorcycle road trip from Kathmandu to Syabrubesi. At the moment, we are at Gulchi on our way to Syabrubesi, and this marks the beginning of our journey towards the amazing Langtang and Kyanjin Gompa Valley. On the way from Gulchi towards Trisuli, there is a roadblock due to the road construction. So we decided to take a diversion, yes, through the suspension bridge, the perks of riding a motorbike. We are now arriving at Trisuli Bazaar, and from here we are taking the Trisuli-Tunche highway to reach Syabrubesi, which is about 65 kilometers away. All in all, the total distance from Kathmandu to Syabrubesi is about 141 kilometers of on and off-road adventure through the mountainous highway. On the way towards Tunche, we have another roadblock due to a recent landslide. The road from Tunche to Syabrubesi is often obstructed due to landslides. Some section of the mountainous road towards Syabrubesi is very steep. As we can see, this truck is backing up to pick up the momentum for the climb. We have now reached Tunche, and from here it is about 15 kilometers of motorcycle ride to reach Syabrubesi. Just before reaching Syabrubesi, we have a bridge crossing the Trisuli River, and on our left is the Chilime hydropower project. After 6 hours of scenic drive through the mountain landscape, we have now reached Syabrubesi. It was a total of 141 kilometers all the way from Kathmandu to reach Syabrubesi. And at Syabrubesi, we are staying at Buddha Guest House, which provided a nice parking space where we will be leaving our motorbikes during the trek. Good morning from Syabrubesi. Day 1 of our trek, and a beautiful day to start our journey with perfect sunshine and a clear blue sky. Today we are going to hike from Syabrubesi towards Lama Hotel. After the downhill hike from Syabrubesi, we have our first river crossing through the suspension bridge for the trek. The river down below is the Trisuli River, and we have just crossed the suspension bridge towards the Langtang trekking trail. In the far background, on our right, is the settlement of Syabrubesi, from where we started our trek. And this is our second suspension bridge crossing over the Langtang River. The Langtang River originates from the upper Langtang region before emptying into Trisuli River. We will be hiking alongside Langtang River throughout our trek. After hiking for a little more than an hour, we have now reached Domain, where we are crossing a suspension bridge with a beautiful view of the waterfall. We will be having our tea break here.
Namaste.
Hiking up for about 45 minutes from Domain, we now have the view of the tea houses of Pairo. Pairo is well known for its hot spring. Yes, warm hot spring. The tea houses at Pairo offers good view of the canyon. Also, we noticed a pyramid-shaped rock in the Langtang River. Very interesting. It is a steep uphill climb through the forest after Pairo. Continuing the uphill hike from Pairo for about an hour, we now have the view of bamboo alongside the raging Langtang River. A beautiful place to stop and catch our breath and have some much needed lunch. After the lunch, the hike continues upward through the bamboo forest towards Lama Hotel. Hiking up the canyon alongside the river offers some beautiful close-up view of the Langtang River. After hiking for almost 2 hours up the steep mountainside from Bamboo, we can see several tea houses of Lama Hotel. The trail up to Lama Hotel can become pretty steep at places. It took us about 6.5 hours to hike a total of 11 kilometers all the way from Syabrubesi to reach Lama Hotel, which is at an elevation of 2,420 meters. At Lama Hotel, we are staying at Jungle View Guest House. Bye bye. Day 2 of our trek and an exciting one. Today, we are hiking all the way from Lama Hotel to reach the beautiful Langtang Valley. view of the raging torrent of water of Langtang River going down the canyon. The trail takes us through beautiful rhododendron and pine forest, along some scenic paths through the woodland. We feel very close to the nature today. We can now see the tea houses of Riverside. Riverside is about an hour up from Lama Hotel. It is a beautiful and a relaxing location, and we will be having our short tea break here. Beautiful day today, with a clear sunshine, a perfect day for the trek. Feel free to fill up the water bottles with mineral-rich Himalayan spring water. After Riverside, it is a leisurely walk through the woodlands towards the Langtang Valley. Hiking up through the woodlands, it is a magical experience. You forget about the past and the future and take in the beauty of the nature in this very present moment. After crossing the woodlands, we come across this landslide region on our way towards Valley. You have to be very careful when crossing these areas. After a short uphill hike from the landslide region, we have now reached Valley. From Valley, we have a beautiful view of Langtang Himal. With the view of Langtang from the valley, we decided to take a short rest and much needed lunch break. Here is a picture of Langtang from Valley. After a short and a relaxing break at Valley, we are now heading up towards the Langtang Valley. emerges from the forest and the mountain looms on the either side of the valley. The landscape surrounding us changes drastically with the gain in elevation. The trail continues to climb gently upward and we can see the valley widening, passing a few settlements here and there with a picturesque landscape. The trail leads us towards a sad reminder of 2015 earthquake. The village of Langtang was completely destroyed by a massive avalanche triggered by the earthquake in April 2015. We can see a huge rock field where the Langtang village once was. Our thoughts and prayers for the people of Langtang village. These footages are from our earlier visit to Langtang before the 2015 earthquake.
Finally, after almost 4-5 hours trekking, हामी Langtang Valley पुग्यौं. गुली altitude दिनु छु. Probably 3600 वा 3800. यहाँ साइन पोस्ट पनि छ. Langtang village भनेर लेखेको. Altitude 3475.
The suspension bridge and the surrounding region was completely destroyed by the avalanche. This is a picture with Pema Didi back in 2014, our first trek to Langtang region. She guided us towards her home where we stayed and had a wonderful stay. We are very happy to see her during our trek after the earthquake. She is one of the lucky few who survived the tragic disaster.
So यहाँबाट हिम श्रृङ्खलाहरू राम्रो देख्छ Langtang Valley. अनि माथि एकदम हिम श्रृङ्खला यहाँ Langtang लिरुङ भन्ने हिमाल छ जहाँ ग्लेसियर छ. त्यहाँबाट झरनाहरू झरिरहेछन्.
We can see the old village of Langtang below and water falling from the high mountain cliffside. Behind the cloud is the Langtang Lerung mountain. The avalanche came all the way from up there, crashing down onto the village down below and completely wiping out the settlement. This is the region from where the destructive avalanche came down from. Currently, we can see a huge crater where the avalanche fell upon where the old village of Langtang lies. The destructive power of these natural events reminds us how small and vulnerable we really are. We are now crossing the avalanche region. The area is littered with loose stone with uneven and shifting terrain. So be very careful when crossing this region. In the distance, we can see a lonely house by the cliffside, unscathed by the avalanche. The newly built settlement of Langtang village. We are really happy to see the settlement rebuilt with new lodges and hotels. Welcome to the beautiful Langtang village.
पेमा दिदी होइन तपाईँ? ल हामी पहिला आएको नि हो तपाईँको ह्याप्पी हाउस थियो होइन यो? ल आयो कताबाट आउने?
नमस्ते दिदी आराम है Pema Didi didn't recognize us in the beginning, but she did eventually, and happily led us through our newly built hotel. A wonderful and a memorable stay at the hotel. After recalling some old memories, we headed out to explore the beautiful Langtang village. We can see yaks grazing on the open field below the cliff face. The light from the setting sun creates a magical ambience, a relaxing and a beautiful evening here at the Langtang village. Good morning from the Langtang village, day 3 of our trek, and today we are going to hike all the way from Langtang village to reach the scenic valley of Kyanjin Gompa. Looking back at the Langtang village, we can see yaks and horses grazing in the field. On the way, we walk alongside Buddhist Bani stone walls with mantras carved in Tibetan language. Notice the flock of birds on the right. A baby yak. Baby yaks are incredibly adorable and fluffy. After a short uphill hike from Langtang village, we arrive at Mundu. From Mundu, the trail climbs gradually up through the yak pastures as the valley widens up, with views becoming more extensive. We continue hiking uphill towards the upper Langtang region and notice an interesting hut built right alongside a huge rock. It's a little tea house which serves fresh yak milk. We decided to take a short break inside the rock house and enjoy some warm, delicious milk. कस्तो रमाइलो इन्भाइरोमेन्ट नि यहाँ त ल है चियर्स After the short and a sweet refreshing break, we continue upward alongside the Langtang River. With a warm sunshine over us, with blue sky and a breathtaking view of the upper Langtang Valley, it is a perfect day for trekking. As the valley widens, the white mountains are now fully visible in the background. On the way, we noticed many Buddhist cultural sites. Here we can see a prayer wheel, the wheel is being turned by the force of running water. It is said that the prayer wheels are used to accumulate wisdom and merit, or good karmas, and to purify negative energy. Circumambulating one of the many Buddhist stupas with stone walls carved in Buddhist mantras, we notice the Langtang Glacier sliding down the mountain.
Kau nak bertemu aku lah. Lo bagai dia ni. Dia saya lihat sama video ni tu.
Hiking uphill alongside crystal clear mountain stream, we notice a small hydropower project which provides 24/7 electricity to the valley of Kyanjin Gompa. And in the distance, we also notice the suspension bridge connecting the Kyanjin Gompa Valley. Crossing the beautiful suspension bridge over the mountain river is an amazing experience, with a splendid view of the glacier icefall from the Langtang mountain and a panoramic view of Kyanjin Gompa region. After crossing the beautiful river, we are guided by this little kid up over the moraines towards the Kyanjin Gompa Valley. Climbing up the hill, we are captivated by the breathtaking view surrounding us, and out of nowhere, we are mystified by the view of a colorful village that appears out of nowhere. Welcome to the beautiful valley of Kyanjin Gompa. What an amazing view! Beautiful. Today we hiked for about 4 hours, traveling a total of 7 kilometers all the way from Langtang village to reach Kyanjin Gompa. The hike today was a short and a sweet one, with beautiful scenic vistas of high mountains and valleys, walking alongside the Langtang River, crossing several mountain streams and moraines to reach one of the most beautiful valleys in the world, situated at an altitude of 3,800 meters. At Kyanjin Gompa, we stayed at Hotel Himalayan Paradise. The hotel provided cozy rooms with a beautiful view from the window looking over the Kyanjin Gompa Valley. The mountain weather has changed, and we can see clouds rolling in, creating a dramatic ambience. This evening, we are exploring the folk scenery around Kyanjin Gompa Valley. There is a cheese factory at Kyanjin Gompa, and we decided to visit the factory to stock up on some Himalayan yak cheese. Nearby, there is a famous cultural heritage site of the Gompa, a Buddhist monastery which is said to be around 6th century old. The Gompa is in the foothills of Langtang Lerung. Currently, the Gompa is under renovation. So here are some pictures from our earlier visit to this Gompa. Kyanjin Kyanjin Gompa Valley is named after this monastery. We continued our hike uphill towards a viewpoint from where we can see the majestic Himalayan mountain standing tall right above us. From the top is an incredible view of the valley and the surrounding mountains. Kyanjin Gompa Valley is truly one of the most beautiful valleys in the world. It is a religious and a spiritual sanctuary rich in natural beauty and biodiversity. The trek to Langtang and Kyanjin Gompa Valley is the nearest Himalayan trekking region from Kathmandu Valley. Just a few hours drive from Kathmandu and a few days of trekking will bring you to this beautiful Langtang region. Despite being very close to Kathmandu, the Langtang region is as wild as any Tibetan highlands with idyllic rural landscapes, wide varieties of flora and fauna, majestic waterfalls, and snow-capped Himalayan mountains, making the trek one of the most diverse trek. We had a fun and a very memorable trekking experience, and we encourage every trekker to try this beautiful trek. Thank you for watching and namaste. Thank you for watching till the end. Here is the video from our earlier trek on top of Itinerary.
4,700 meters above sea level. Sachina, Hindesa, last, final. Okay, yip yip hurray. So you can see 360-degree panoramic view. Glaciers, Langtang, Lirung, the highest peak.
Is this now?
Then you see the other high peaks, rivers, hiking all the way from down there, which was about 3,800 meters. We hiked all the way up from these ridges and these valleys, these hills and this amazing place to reach Itinerary, 4,700 meters above sea level. And from here, the view that you see is like breathtaking. So something that I would like to define heaven on earth. So you can see Langtang Valley, the highest peak in here. A 360-degree panoramic view of Himalayas. One of the most beautiful places in the world. The Kyanjin Gompa, the Kyanjin Gompa Valley, is known as the fourth beautiful valley in the world. So I think this justifies, this clearly justifies. So you can see the Himalayas very close up. The glacier, Langtang Glacier. That's it. So I do recommend everybody to visit Nepal and visit Langtang. Best trek ever.